Hey Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. Let's go ahead. We're going to be tapping in for your 2026 year ahead reading. Can y'all believe the end of the year is here? Yes, I know I'm excited, ready to wrap up this little year and head into a new year. So let's kick things off with your overall energy for 2026. I'm pulling from the Whispers of Healing oracle cards to see what your overall vibe is. Then we're going to do a 12 card spread so you get insight into what each month in 2026 is looking like for you, okay? And stay tuned until the end. I am going to pull from my charm bowl as well, get you a little charm reading there. So let's get into it, Spirit. Thank you so much for connecting me with the Capricorn Collective. Please allow me to channel these messages with ease, grace, accuracy, and precision so I can provide Capricorn Collective with the insight, clarity, and guidance that they're seeking in regards to 2026, how they can navigate that with the most ease, with the most clarity, and the most alignment with their higher selves and their highest destined path. Spirit, we do thank you so much for your guidance, insight, and clarity you bring. Ashe. All right, my loves, we have flow that flipped over. I'm sure you saw that. And the number 8 is on this card too. Granted, you guys are the 10th zodiac sign, but I also associate the number 8 with Capricorn because of it representing success and ambition. So there could be something significant about that for you in this upcoming year. There could also be something significant about the 8th month of the year, which will be August. But this energy of flow is just inviting you to surrender, okay? Don't force anything. It's literally like you're in a boat flowing down a river, hopefully not flowing down this goddamn waterfall. But it's just like trusting life, trusting the universe, trusting God, trusting your spirits, whatever it is you believe in. Even in the clouds here, there are like little sailboats. Okay, so it is something about maybe this year getting a little easier for you as well. And it's usually when we stop resisting, when we stop trying to force things to happen, is when we can open up to more of that ease in our lives, okay? The water here could represent the realm of emotion for you. So you might even find that your emotions are flowing a bit more fluidly. If you've had some stagnant emotions that you've been dealing with, where you've been kind of stuck in the past about some things, maybe having a hard time healing, it does look like things are going to start opening up for you in some really major ways, all right? I'm seeing all the winged creatures. We've got the butterflies, the dragonflies here. I think we've got a little moth there in the corner. So, you might feel like you're kind of flying, floating, through the sky here as well. There could be some big changes coming up for you, especially dragonflies. They remind me of change, okay? So that can be significant. This spider web, I heard creativity, okay? So it's like you're weaving a web, right? Spider webs are so beautiful. Just like they're, I don't know, like the geometry of them, just like how balanced they are. So yeah, it's something about you creating something here as well. There's going to be a flow maybe with your creative process. So we definitely love to see that for you, Capricorn. So let's go ahead and dive into this 12-month spread. I'm just going to kind of move this off to the side. My space isn't big enough for me to fit all of the cards, so I want to make sure you see the tarot cards here. So I'm using the Tattoo Tarot for your 12-month spread. So let's see what we have going on, Spirit, for my Capricorns in 2026 for Capricorn. All right, so this is the one. This is the one. All right, so let's lay it on out here. I'm just going to lay out all the cards and we'll get into the messages. Like what I'm seeing so far. Okay, and I'm going to check what's underneath the deck. This will also be kind of a clarifier for overall energy in addition to that flow card. And you've got the Emperor. Okay, Big Daddy. All right, or Big Mama. All right. We love to see this. This is about you stepping into your power, stepping into leadership, into authority here, really just kind of taking the reins of your life, okay? I don't know if some of you have Aries placements in your chart. You may want to look to the Aries placements because keep in mind, I just saw 555 on the screen. That could be an angel number for you. Keep in mind, we've got both Neptune and Saturn wrapping up transits in Pisces and shifting into Aries next year, all right? So there could be something significant about that. Look to those Aries transits or placements in your chart to get a little more understanding about how that is going to affect you, okay? So let's go ahead and dive. I just heard structure too, so there could be something about you like creating more structure in your life, which I mean, I feel like Capricorns are generally pretty good at. For the men folk out there that could be watching, you could be stepping into fatherhood. I also heard mentorship, whether you're a man or a woman, okay? There's something about you maybe taking on a role of caregiver, you know, where others look up to you for guidance, for support. You know, you could be stepping into like a leadership role within work, you know, getting a promotion, becoming a manager, something like that. So yeah, for some of you, you could be starting your own business here too. Or if you're already in that, things can stabilize a bit more for you. So let's get into this 12-month spread that we see here. Isn't it so cute? I love these cards. I don't use them nearly as much as I should. All right, let's start off with January, Capricorn. We have the Four of Swords. So things start out a little quiet for you, okay, in the beginning of the year. That's cool. That's typically how it is. We're in the winter season. You know, they say the new year is technically not until Aries season, astrological new year. So it's okay that things are a little quiet. They're a little still. You could be embracing that right now. You know, some of you could be getting into meditation. You could be resting, reflecting, maybe getting into some therapy, just doing things that are really good for your mental well-being, all right? Now, when it comes to communication, you might not be the most chatty here during January, which for some of you is your birthday season. So happy birthday to the January Capricorns. All right, so yeah, you might not be feeling the most chatty here during January. I will say for some of you, you know, it's that time of year, cold and flu season. Some of you might be down with a little sickness here, but it'll be temporary. You'll heal. Just, you know, make sure you are resting so you can recover a lot more quickly, okay? But overall, it's a very peaceful start to your new year, Capricorn. Let's move on to February. You have the High Priestess, so the quiet energy continues, okay? The High Priestess, she's very low-key, all right? She's behind the scenes. I heard studying, okay? So there's something you could be studying, you could be reading, you could be researching, especially when it comes to like spiritual knowledge, but it can be about anything, spiritual knowledge, esoteric studies, occult studies, you know, anything that helps you gain a better understanding of the unseen realm, all right? So that could definitely be something you're tapping into for all of my witches out there, conjure folks, you know, spiritualists, whatever you want to call yourself. I just heard medium, okay? So some of you could be tapping into your mediumship abilities. But yeah, your spiritual powers are definitely growing here with this High Priestess energy. So I definitely love to see that for you. Some of you could be connecting with the High Priestess, all right? Maybe you're seeking some sort of guidance and you're like, look, let me go and book a reading or, you know, do some spiritual work with this person that, you know, I feel really connected to, drawn to. So it could be a situation like that coming through here as well. There might be something that you're kind of keeping on the low with the High Priestess, okay? You know, maybe you're working behind the scenes on a project, you know, just keeping something really hush hush and maybe you'll kind of pop out. I mean, I do kind of see in March where you're popping out a little bit. So yeah, you could be like working on the finishing details when it comes to a specific goal that you have in mind. So totally do your thing, okay? There could be something significant. I'm seeing, I've got my moon. It's funny, I'm using the Tattoo Tarot and this moon. So this is actually the waning moon. So there could be something significant during the waning moon cycle during February that could be really significant. So that's going to be like, you know, after the full moon, leading into the next new moon. So I don't know if that's going to be a full moon in Leo, I believe, kind of leading into the new moon in Pisces. So that little time frame could be significant, number 2. So yeah, that 2-week time frame could be really important for you. All right. And the waning moon phase is typically when we do go a little more quiet. So yeah, that can be the space that you're in. She's got a cross around her neck. So some of you could actually identify with being Christian. So I'm definitely getting like, it might be a hoodoo or something, you know, where you're incorporating the Bible into your practice. Yeah, so that looks really good. Let's move on next to March. Like I said, we got this energy of popping out. All right. So yes, whatever you've been doing behind the scenes, especially during January and February, you're ready to pop out. Okay. So you are getting some attention, some recognition. You're in your star power here during March. So definitely love to see that for you. Some of you could be, you know, stepping into the limelight, doing something a little more public. You know, maybe you have a platform on social media or whatever, and you're really, you know, amping things up when it comes to putting out your content and things like that, okay? You know, maybe some of you are literally stepping onto the stage with something. I don't know if you're into performance arts, acting, music, dancing, you know, whatever it may be. You know, it doesn't have to be limited to any of those things, but this is your time to shine during March. So I definitely love to see that for you. Leaning into your authenticity is going to be your superpower here. You know, don't be afraid to just be you, honestly. That's also what's going to attract, I heard, your community. So some of you could be trying to build like a community online or something like that, or build like a fan base. So yeah, that's the way that you're going to build it, is just by being your beautiful, brilliant, glorious self, okay? Some of you could be experiencing some really deep healing right now. It's definitely reminding me of that overall energy of flow. We've got the water. This is the water bearer, okay, with the star energy. So this may be a time during March, especially Pisces season, where you are experiencing some significant breakthroughs when it comes to your emotional healing. So we definitely love to see that. The month of March can also bring some sort of wish fulfillment to your life, okay? Maybe something that you wished for during Aquarius season. The star is that Aquarius energy. So there could be something significant about that. Regardless of when you made this wish, when you put this prayer out, you know, into the universe, there could be something that's actually coming into fulfillment for you during the month of March. So we definitely love to see that. All right, let's move on to April, Capricorn. For April, we do have the 7 of Swords. All right. Now, I'm going to get a clarifier on this because it can be a bit of a tricky card. Now, for some of you, it could be you kind of going back into that little hiding place of yours, all right, that you were kind of in during January, February. You know, 7 of Swords can be, people call it the sneaky card, but it can also be strategic, all right? So maybe you're strategizing about something, you know, behind the scenes. Maybe there is a secret that you're having to keep. It might not even be your secret. It could be somebody else's secret that you're being entrusted with, right? I'm going to get a clarifier just to make sure what the energy is around this 7 of Swords. So Let's see what the clarifier is, Spirit, for this Seven of Swords for my Capricorns. Seven of Swords for my Capricorns. Five of Wands. Okay. Somebody could be avoiding a conflict with you. Okay. With this Five of Wands coming through. Okay. So, yeah, especially with the two hearts. Some of you, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. You know, we can have a loving connection with a friend, with a family member, whoever. Okay. But the Seven of Swords can very much be an avoidant type of energy. So I would say to just be mindful of that, especially if you're the one that's being avoidant. It could be a good idea to maybe handle the situation a little more directly. Now, if this is the other person, you cannot control anybody else, right? So that could be where that flow energy is coming in as well, where you're just needing to kind of trust the process, maybe give somebody the time and the space that they need to, maybe they're needing to like emotionally regulate themselves, get back in a better grounded energy before they can approach having some sort of dialogue with you. So it could be a situation like that coming through. Usually I like to end on a more upbeat card. The fact that you have two challenging cards pop up. Let's see if we can end it with something more with a resolution here at least, because yeah, there's definitely conflict. I'm getting conflict avoidance for sure with the King of Wands. Okay. An Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. Now this could also be you, like I was saying, like handling something more directly, like, yo, we need to talk about this. I know this is really uncomfortable or whatever, but we need to figure this out because I do care about you. I do love you. All right. So it could be a situation like that coming through where you are just trying to let a conflict fortify a relationship instead of tear it apart. All right. So for some of you, you could definitely be dealing with like a masculine fire sign. I mean, it could be feminine. It really could be any gender here. But yeah, this is also about you stepping into the authority, taking the lead when it comes to this situation where you usually might want to avoid, like, let me get away. This is like, no, I'm going to take the reins here. I'm going to take the initiative here. And I'm going to do what needs to be done. All right. So I do like that you're ending on this. I do feel like the conflict, it can ultimately be something that is empowering for you. And even for this other person as well. All right. Moving on to May, we have the Knave of Coins. All right. So you could be getting messages surrounding money, finances, career opportunities. There could definitely be something coming in for you that's really exciting. I heard lucrative, all right? So it might seem like it's a little small in the beginning, but it is something that can grow into something very abundant and prosperous for you, all right? You might be planting the seeds, starting something new here. There could be a new skill that you're learning. Maybe you're taking a workshop, a class, aiming to get some sort of certification or whatnot. And this is actually going to be something that helps you increase your earning potential. Okay, so whatever it is you're investing into right now is definitely going to have some positive repercussions for you a little later down the line. You will need to be patient with the process. This is the coins energy, right? So it is the slowest moving energy of the tarot, but it will also be coins is also kind of the more long lasting energy as well. So that's definitely maybe a shift in perspective that can just really help you roll up your sleeves, do what needs to be done. As they say, what you water grows. So spend some time with it, pour your energy into it, give it the proper attention that it needs, and it'll grow into something really beautiful for you. Okay. I'm getting gardening actually. Some of you could literally be starting like a garden or Maybe you're investing into like house plants or something like that. For others of you, this may be an investment in your physical health. So you could be starting like a fitness routine, or starting a new like vitamin supplement regimen, something like that. Okay. That is going to have some positive impact on your life. You might be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could be younger than you. But yeah, this might be someone that you're connected to. Sometimes this can be like a mentee. All right. I did mention you stepping into that emperor energy. So there could be someone that looks up to you. Okay. I just heard intern. So whatever you're working in or working on, you might be hiring an intern or an assistant, something like that, to help you build your empire, essentially. So that might be something worth looking into, where you can start delegating certain tasks to somebody else, right? And you can focus on, I heard, the bread and butter. So that's very interesting. I like that for you. Let's move on next to June. We have the Three of Coins. So yes, partnership, collaboration. Like I was saying, you could very well be hiring somebody to help you build your empire. You did come through as the emperor, as the overall tarot energy for the year. So I really love this. This is about everyone kind of leaning into their strengths, and where you might be weak, someone else is strong, right? So this is just about, everybody just kind of working together. As they say, teamwork makes the dream work, right? So I definitely love to see that for you. There could also be contracts on the table. Maybe you're getting an offer of some sort, job offer, promotion. I heard a brand deal for some of you. So that could be something coming through, especially for those of you that are getting into that star power energy, maybe like building a platform. If you're an influencer or whatever it is you do, there could definitely be an exciting opportunity that's coming in for you here with this Three of Coins. Yeah, because I'm drawn to that star, going back to the star power. Yes, come on now. So yeah, there could be someone like a brand that is eyeing you, and they're seeing your potential. They're seeing your star power, and they're like, ooh, we want to get behind what they have going on. So that is really beautiful. We definitely love to see that. I'm drawn to the stars even here. So it's definitely something significant about that star energy. And it's because you put yourself out there, right? It's because you're being yourself, being authentic, being true to you. Like I said, it not only draws in your community and your fan base, but it also draws in collaborators, okay? People that want to fund like what you have going on. They want to be a sponsor or something like that. So yes, I love that for you, Capricorn. It's looking really good. All right, let's move it on to July. July, we have the Knave of Wands. All right, so more positive news and messages coming through. I'm seeing the little envelope. So it might literally be like a letter in the mail or something, but it could also, I'm getting email too. So check your emails. There could be something significant coming through for you during July, okay? That's going to get you really fired up and excited. Yeah, this is definitely something new about this opportunity here, especially related to like if you have a business, all right, or if you're doing anything creative. This is a very supportive energy for you in that regard, all right? Some of you could be connecting to a younger fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That could be significant to you as well. Look, I don't know if this is a part of your Three of Coins. Could be, right? You might be at the center. There could be a Knave of Coins and a Knave of Wands mixed in there somehow, some way, okay? But I love this. I heard courageous. So you could be feeling more courage, more confidence, more of that willingness to take a risk, okay? And I do feel like whatever risk that you're taking is going to have a positive outcome here as well. All right. I heard flirt. Okay. Somebody could be trying to get their flirt on with you. All right. It might be a little younger babe too. I ain't gonna hold you. So, yeah, I would say, maybe keep an open mind. Be willing to explore it, kind of see where things go with this person. I get that they're very attracted to you. I heard to your mind. Also, physical. I'm sure you are gorgeous, but it's something about them being attracted to your mind. That's what's really turns them on. Okay, so what is that, like a sapiosexual or something? So yeah, this person could be that. All right, and you might be that as well. So this could actually be a really good match here with this person. They might have tattoos. I mean, I am using the tattoo tarot, so basically everybody in this deck has tattoos, but that could be significant. This person could be a little tatted up, okay? Like, especially, they could have like a tattoo on their neck, maybe something on their hands, fingers, something like that. But yeah, they're definitely hot for you, okay? And they sexy too. So I do feel like, aside from even just the mental connection that you have, that you will actually be very physically attracted to this person. I did just hear a fling, okay? So some of y'all might be having a little fling with somebody. It could turn into something else later. We'll see what else comes up in the cards. But, some of you might just be like, I just kind of want to enjoy myself and have a good time. So you might be having a little fling with a fire sign here. Let's move things along to August. I mentioned this could be a significant month with that number 8 on the flow card. We have the Knight of Coins, okay? So things are progressing here when it comes to finance, career, all right? Like I was saying with that Knave of Coins, you've planted the seeds with something and it is very much growing, and it's not even taking that long, okay? That was like May, now we're in August. So yeah, that's just a few months time frame where you are seeing some really solid progress with whatever this is that you've invested into. I don't know, some of you could literally have been making an investment with your money, like stocks and trading, all that stuff. I don't really know the proper terminology for that because I'm clearly not into stuff like that. I need to get into it though. But yeah, that could be something that you are learning about, that you're getting into, that you are, you're financially empowering yourself, right? So you could already be seeing some growth in that area for you here with this Knight of Coins. This is just a reminder to continue slow and steady, right? Yes, it is the slowest unfolding energy, but it is the longest lasting. So whatever it is that you're putting your time, effort, and energy into, it's going to be built to last. So that's definitely a good thing. All right. Look, some of y'all could have some options when it comes to love this year. It could be a fire sign and an earth sign. It does look like the earth sign, things might be progressing a little more with this person. Because we actually see them going from the Knave of Coins to the Knight of Coins. All right. So, that might be something you want to just make a little mental note of. All right. But yeah, it looks really solid. The Knight of Coins, he takes his time. He's definitely not in a rush. Now, keep in mind, this could be you too. You are the earth sign here. But yeah, whatever it is that you're pouring your effort into, you're taking your time with it. You're patient with it. Like even for some of you, I mentioned like starting a garden or something like that. You're taking your time with that as well. So it looks like it's going to definitely grow into something really beautiful here. So let's move on next to September. September, we have the 8 of Coins, or excuse me, the 8 of Cups. All right. So there could be something that you're walking away from, letting go. I like the 8 of Cups, honestly, because there is a feeling of I'm moving on to something better. Okay. So, you know, whatever maybe isn't really fulfilling for you anymore, not really vibing with you, it's just like, okay, it's time for me to just move on. It's no hard feelings. Like, I'm prioritizing my happiness, my fulfillment, my satisfaction. And that's always a good thing to do. So I do see you separating from something. It could be a person, it could be an environment, it could be a job or something like that, where you're just like, it's time for me to really pursue my bliss, my happiness, what's going to bring me the ultimate satisfaction. So I definitely love to see that for you. Like I was saying with that flow energy earlier on, if there was something that you were kind of stuck on emotionally, it does look like you're moving past it here with the Eight of Cups. So it is a very empowering energy for sure. I do love to see that for you. Okay. That's interesting. I don't usually get this interpretation from this card, but you might be like invited to a dinner, some sort of outing. There could be 8 people because I'm just seeing the 8 cups or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. There could be something significant around that where, you know, there's people drinking, there's like a toast or something. That's interesting. I don't ever read that as that, but yeah. That could be fun. I'm getting for some of you, especially, you know, being in your star power, maybe you're getting invited to like some like content creator, influencer type of event, okay? Like a little dinner party or something like that. That's cute. Yeah, all the stars here. You're amongst the stars. Ooh, I love that for you. So you better, okay? Have fun with that. I literally never get that kind of interpretation from this card, but that's a very specific message for somebody, okay? Moving on next to October, we have the Six of Wands. Yes, you're on a high. You are feeling so successful, getting the recognition you deserve. Like, it's definitely winning season for you, all right? You're wearing the crown of victory here. So I love to see that for you, Capricorn. You know, any obstacles that you feel like you've been facing in your life, even going back to that April energy, for some of you, it might not even be a conflict with someone you're experiencing in April. It could be a challenge that you're experiencing, like with your business, this project you're working on, and you might want to back down. Like that could be your default where you're just like, oh, this is too hard. I just don't want to do this anymore. Don't back down. You have to dig into that King of Wands energy, which is very resilient, like even a little bit stubborn. Like, I'm so fucking set on my goal. Like, I'm not backing down from shit, okay? And I'm telling you, literally 6 months later, it's because you didn't back down. You are experiencing a major victory here with the Six of Wands, okay? So dig your heels in, be a little stubborn. I know you do have the energy of flow, but it's about being kind of discerning, okay? Where you need to dig in those hills, where you need to surrender. So I feel like that's going to be a little dance that you're kind of doing all year, all right? But I do see a success here. You're getting a lot of attention. Maybe some of you are having like a viral moment or something like that. But yeah, it looks really positive. I love to see that for you. Even going back to just like all the stars here. Now I'm just realizing these stars are on all the minor arcana, but I feel like that's significant. There's a reason that I chose this deck too, and the fact that you have the major arcana of the star as well. So I don't know, you just get a strong message of you being amongst like other people that are in their star power too, okay? And that's going to be something that is very motivating for you, very inspiring for you. So you do want to surround yourself with people that are very ambitious, that are goal oriented, that are in their purpose, you know, that are making shit happen, okay? So maybe y'all there's just a big celebration or some shit that's happening, you know, with you and those people that you're connected to. I mean, this is like that harvest season energy as well. So maybe you all are reaping a beautiful harvest for yourselves here during October. So I love to see that. Moving on to November, we have the Nine of Coins, getting that shmoney, okay? So yes, you are looking really good when it comes to your financial stability, security, independence, right? So especially for those of you, if that's been a bit of a struggle for you, you're definitely coming into a really good space with that here. The Nine of Coins is luxury, okay? You know, having more than what you actually need. So you can go spend some money on a really nice dinner, bottle of wine, you know, going to a spa day, going shopping, going on a vacation, right? So this is a really beautiful energy. You're going to be feeling really beautiful around this time. Not to say that you won't feel beautiful throughout the year, but really this is going to be kind of a highlighted month for you, where your beauty really shines through. You could be getting a lot of attention. People are like, "Ooh, what is Capricorn?" Like, they get a new skincare routine. Like, look, they makeup looking real good. Like, I love the way they styling themselves. It's like getting attention like that, okay? So we definitely love to see that for our Cappies out there. But yeah, this is a really solid, stable energy that you're working with. It typically is like my bachelorette card, which, you know, that just might be the focus is kind of on you, honestly. You know, this might be a year where it is literally all about you. Yeah, because I mean, I didn't see, I mean, like I said, there is like a couple of court cards here that could be, you know, romance related and whatnot. I do see just like a lot of collaborating going on for you. There can be a bit of romance. I will say it might not be developing into anything like super serious yet, but I do feel like there's going to be options for you to explore for sure. And I feel like anyway, you like to take your time before you're making a big commitment to somebody. So this could just be the year for you to explore some options. So I will say if things have been a little dry for you in love and romance, they're going to start picking up a bit more. Keep in mind, this is a universal 1 year. So there is a big emphasis on you kind of establishing yourself, a better foundation for yourself. Maybe moving into 2027, that universal 2 year could be more of an emphasis on like coming into a partnership with someone. So just kind of keep that in mind. But yes, you know, you're feeling good there with that Nine of Coins. I love that for you. You end the year, Capricorn, with the Four of Cups, okay? I was just noticing the little tears coming from this person's eye. So I don't know, some of y'all just kind of get a little down around the holidays. Maybe it's a season of like mixed emotions for you, okay? So I do see a little bit of sadness here around this time. I would say be mindful of drinking because, you know, alcohol is actually a depressant and it might temporarily make you feel good for a little while, but, you know, after the drunkenness fades away, you kind of feel down, okay? So just be mindful of that. I heard you're not alone. So you might be feeling like, oh, everybody's so happy around this time of the year. Da, da, da. There's actually people that are in the same boat as you, okay, that are feeling what you're feeling. So you don't have to navigate this by yourself. Now, keep in mind, this Four of Cups can be a feeling of like, it's just not good enough. Sometimes it's like we're not really recognizing how much good is actually around us. We're kind of focusing on the things that we don't have, right? So I would say try to shift your perspective here. December might actually be a good time for you to reflect on this previous year, this whole year, and write a list of good things that have happened. Write a list of your blessings, your breakthroughs that have happened for you this year, because you do have them. All right. You know, maybe there's just an area of life where you're just feeling like, this area, I just want things to be a little different. And it could be about, you know, when we're talking about the cups, emotions, relationships. All right. I'll get a clarifier for you on this Four of Cups. Let's get one for you. Maybe this is, you know, going back to that flow energy, letting the tears flow. Maybe you do need to kind of release something on that emotional level. Queen of Cups, yeah, because you're just feeling a little sensitive around this time, a little more tender, right? That's okay. Just kind of let it flow. That's going to be really cleansing for you. I heard it's good for your skin too. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but you know, anytime like I boo-hoo, like for real, my skin looks amazing the next day. It's something about the salt in them tears, okay? It's kind of like going to the ocean or something, all right? So, look, she got this cup too. So like I was saying, be mindful of the drinking, because that could be contributing to your low mood as well, all right? It's fun while you're doing it, but after the fact, it's maybe not so fun. All right, now some of you, I don't know, there's a water sign involved, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That could be significant. Maybe you want things to be better with this person. But, you know, remember, we can't force things. We just got to flow with the direction that things are taking us in, you know, maybe the direction that this relationship is going in. This is an important time to pour into yourself. The Queen of Cups has a tendency to like pour a lot into other people, but make sure you are filling up your own cup. And look, it doesn't have to be with alcohol, okay? Maybe some of y'all need to drink some herbal tea or something. All right. But yeah, you'll be just fine. I do feel like you could be navigating just like some bittersweet emotions is something that I'm picking up on here with December, okay? But all in all, really beautiful energies. So if you hung around with me for all this time, we're going to do a little charm pull for you from my lovely charm bowl. I'm going to mix these up a little bit. Let's see what we have for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, 2026 charm for my Cappy babies. What is this? Okay. It's like a little, kind of like an axe or something, which is interesting. It reminds me of this Emperor energy. He doesn't really have an axe per se, but even like this part of it, it kind of looks like that, okay? So... yeah, it's something, maybe there will be some things that are kind of like cut out. All right. Yeah, even going back to that Eight of Cups, walking away from things that don't really serve you. But also this can be a representation of strength, of power, of fortitude. Yeah. You know, with that Four of Swords, creating distance from things that tamper with your peace of mind, right? This could also be a symbol of protection for some of you. This could be someone that you are protected by in the spiritual realm. It could be a masculine figure. I don't know, like a father, grandfather, great-grandfather, somebody, okay? But I do feel like a lot of this is about you just coming more into your own power here this year. Very beautiful. So I'll put that there. And I will wrap up here with you getting a final look at your cards. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated with you at all, of course, this is a forecast of the year ahead, so you won't really know until you actually get into the year. But if you're excited about these energies, about these cards that came through, definitely hit that thumbs up button for me. drop a comment below. What month are you looking forward to the most in 2026? Hit that subscribe button as well for more readings. Remember to check these out for your sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. I'll be slowly but surely dropping all of the readings for 2026 throughout this next week or so. All right, my loves. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I hope you all have a beautiful end to 2025 and an even better 2026. Sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.